Continue now this exploration of how they would have celebrated Christmas, or if celebrate is the right word, how they would have endured Christmas in Robben Island. I know Ewan is going to open our eyes with a very different Christmas treat now.
Inderdaad, vandag maak ons allerlei disse om van Tata Madiba te onthou en vandag is iets baie spesiaal because we're making a very special, different kind of Christmas cake. Anel Potgieter is with us in the kitchen. Anel, how are you doing, by the way?
Very well, and you?
Not too bad, and this cake in front of me looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks delicious, but what was interesting, what I read, you know, like Graham said, you know, these stories coming out during Tata Madiba's time in prison when the prison wardens would come in and say, listen, you know what, who celebrates Eid? You know, everyone, even if you weren't Muslim, would put up their hand just to get a bit of a break from prison food, and I think that was quite interesting.
Yes, because the religious leaders could bring in food during those celebrations, so everybody changed religion. I would have as well, would you?
Definitely.
From the prison food?
For sure. But tell me quickly, how does the Christmas cake connect to Tata Madiba in prison?
Lalo Shiba was one of Nelson Mandela's inmates with him, and he made this cake. It's actually made with bread and with cacao and with sugar and with currants.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like a cake, but for them it was a cake because it was sweet and chocolatey and delicious. Yeah.
A definite treat. Okay, cool. So we're going to be making this Christmas cake. Show us how to do it.
The first thing we do is making phuza mandla, the traditional drink.
Yes.
So what you do, you take some water.
I hear Katlego in the background. Yes.
This is for you, Katlego.
You can have some, Cats. I'll keep some for you.
You add some millie meal in here.
Okay.
And then you add some sorghum.
Yes.
I don't know, I think it is sorghum in English as well.
I think so.
And you just mix this, and you let this mixture cook for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Till it's done.
All right.
Then you pour it into a bowl.
Yes.
And let it cool down.
So it kind of looks like that.
Yes.
Perfect.
Add a bit of water for me there because we need to make it in more of a liquid consistency.
Okay. Should I go a little bit slow?
Yeah. Then you do that, yeah. And then we're going to add some yeast to it and just mix it very well.
Okay, so what's the kind of consistency that we're looking at?
Like a drinking consistency. You can throw a bit more. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, even a bit more, yeah.
That's it. You just say stop.
I'm going to say stop.
Of course, you can make your own very special Christmas cake, just the way Tata Madiba liked it, by SMSing the keyword Sasko to 33728. We'll send you on the Pick and Pay shopping list and a link to the recipe.
And now comes the easy part.
Okay.
You just take bread.
Yeah.
And you break it into pieces. And you put it in, they use the old cookie tin, you know.
Yes.
Cookies waar ons Kersfees cookie tins.
Natuurlijk, ja.
Yeah. You just break the pieces in here, like that, and then you layer it with a bit of sugar for the sweetness.
Yeah.
And hulle het korente gebruik, currants. This is raisins, bit of raisins. And then cacao for the chocolate flavor.
Okay.
So I'm going to add a bit of that here. And you just do a few layers of this bread mixture like that.
It's very simple.
Very simple.
Very, very simple
it's
to do.
very much like a brood pudding, a traditional bread pudding, but it's done with the phuza mandla.
Okay.
So what you do now is you add some of that phuza mandla in here.
Okay, not everything, right?
No, just a little bit, just like let it soak.
All right.
I think
but of course you can put different fruits in there as well, just as you like.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
And what they did then is to put a plate on top of this.
Yes.
And then a brick.
Oh, wow,
and let it
kind of
push it down and squash it down and let it sit. And then this was left for 12 hours.
Yes.
And then look at this.
So you don't bake it, it kind of just sits by itself.
Sits by itself.
That is amazing.
I made one at home this week, and if you don't have phuza mandla,
you
can actually just use milk, 1 cup of milk and 1 egg, and you throw that over. It all depends how much bread you make. And you just bake it at 180 degrees for about an hour, and it sets beautifully. And it's extremely delicious. I think this is a genius.
I think it's brilliant because it really is so simple. There's no baking involved. It's really few ingredients, and if you get it right, you end up with a beautiful cake. And you can make this yourself. SMS the keyword Sasko to 33728. We'll send you on the Pick and Pay shopping list and a link to the recipe. Now, do you have to make this long in advance, or is it something? This is actually something that you can make fairly, on short notice.
I think about 12 hours because you need to make the phuza mandla firstly, and it needs to cool down. Then this needs to sit for about 12 hours. So I'll say make it the day before. the day
Okay.
before. But you know, for them, this was like Christmas. We're going to taste this now.
like Christmas right
I'm
now.
feeling my heart klop vinniger. Because Madiba ate this, you know.
Indeed,
this.
indeed, it's very
I'm gonna-
special.
Let's taste this.
Oh, let's have it. We just go anywhere.
Yeah, just go anywhere. I think it's going to be sweet and chocolatey.
Look at that.
And it's got like a soury taste because of the puzamandeln. I love it. You taste the yeast. Do you taste the yeast?
You know what? I'm not a fan of traditional Christmas cakes. I don't know, it's just the fruit or what on.
I
But
think I'm
this,
going to replace mine with this one.
this is really nice, especially with that chocolatey flavor, and it's nice and sweet, and the bread makes a whole
Yeah. And
different
it's cheap,
aspect to it.
Ewan, it's cheap
Indeed.
and not more traditional you can't get in this country. It's
Yeah.
a Christmas cake.
The cheap things can be extremely delicious,
Yeah.
just like this very interesting fruit cake. SMS the keyword Sasko to 33728 and we'll send you on the shopping list and a link to the
I'm
recipe.
gonna have another bite,
En nou,
sorry.
baie dankie. Ek gaan self nog 'n happie vat terwyl ons vinnig na advertensiebrek toe gaan en ons is terug net hierna.